My name is Mariah Slingerland, and I will be your host for Meditation for the Soul. In this series, we will discuss practices of meditation. We will talk about bringing meditation into a daily practice for us and what it has to offer us. I am currently on location in the north coast of Australia at this beautiful setting. So thank you for joining me. And in the beginning of a meditation practice, we start with the basics. And with every meditation practice, grounding becomes a necessary part of our day. When we are grounded, we are really in the energy of the earth. When we are grounded and connected, we feel safe in our environment, we feel secure in who we are, and we can bring that energy forth in whatever we're trying to do. So grounding to me is the beginning of meditation every time I practice. First, we set the intention to ground our energy. We connect to the earth, or we connect to the core essence of who we are, and then we bring that forth in the rest of our practice. So today we'll start with grounding. And what does that feel like? It's as simple as grounding and feeling like a beautiful tree. So I found this location, and it was the perfect spot to bring all of the elements forward. So let's begin. Find yourself sitting in a comfortable position, either legs crossed, sitting in a chair. Perhaps your comfort is lying down. Lightly closing your eyes. And we begin to tune into our breath. We breathe in through our nose and out through our mouth. We breathe again in through our nose out through our mouth. And one more time, in through our nose. And imagine that you can send your breath down your body into the ground. I want you to find yourself standing somewhere on the earth. You may find yourself in the mountains, in a forest, near the ocean. And I want you to turn your body and face the sun. Allowing the sun to shine on the top of your head, your forehead, your throat. Allowing the sun to shine on your heart, your solar plexus, your belly, your legs. Now imagine your body morphs and changes into a beautiful tree. First, noticing what kind of tree you become. Tuning back into your breath, breathing in through your nose, sending that breath down the trunk of your tree and into your root system. And your roots begin at the surface of the earth. And if you keep your roots at the surface, your tree can't grow to its fullest potential, to its maximum height and strength. And the surface represents the surface stuff in our life, the meaningless stuff, the petty stuff, the stuff that we're meant to let go of. And our soul is begging us to go deeper, so we send our roots into the bedrock. The bedrock represents those rocky parts of our lives. And some of us stay stuck. And some of us have the courage to move forward, to keep going. So we use our breath to send our roots through the bedrock. Use your breath as your will to know more, to feel more, to be more. Underneath the bedrock exists oil. And the oil represents the dark parts of our lives. Oil represents the sludgy, messy parts of our lives. Oil also represents life lessons and the value of them. So when we stay stuck in the oil, we're stuck in the lessons. Use your breath as your will to go deeper. Breathing in and sending your roots through the oil. And the next level is the core of the earth. And the core of the earth represents the core of who you are. So you anchor your roots to the core of the earth. essence of your soul, or the divine characteristics, the divine energy of unconditional love, of peace, of grace, of mercy, kindness, focusing on the core of your tree, finding that center root, sending that center root into the surface, into the bedrock, through the oil, and attaching that center root to the core of the earth as the core essence of unconditional love for the self. And I want you to breathe that energy, breathe that divine characteristic of unconditional love for the self all the way up that root, all the way up the trunk, and radiate that out your branches. Feel what it feels like to radiate out self-love. Go all the way up to the base of your tree. Find the root for peace. Follow it into the surface. Follow it into the bedrock. Use your breath to send the root of peace into the oil. And if you feel that your root is stuck in the oil, you're stuck in the lessons of peace. So we accept where we are and we move from there. We grow from there. So once we see and know our lessons, we move on from them. We move through them. So take that root of peace, breathe into it, and send it down to the core of the earth and anchor it as your divine soul in the energy of peace. And breathe up from there. Breathe that all the way up into that root. Breathe it up into the trunk of your tree and radiate out the energy of peace every cell of your being. Go back to the base of your tree. Find the root for grace and what grace means to you. And send that root into the surface. And if you really want to know the grace within you, send that root into the bedrock. And as you breathe, send that root of grace into the oil. And if you find yourself stuck in the oil, maybe there's a lesson to be learned in how to speak through the energy of grace. How to walk through life in the energy of grace. So we accept where we are, we accept our lessons. And use your breath as your will to send that root to the core of the earth, the core essence of who you are as grace. And I want you to breathe up from there. Breathe grace up into that root, breathe grace up into the trunk of your tree, and breathe grace out to your branches. Feel what it feels like to radiate grace through every cell of your body. Go back to the trunk of your tree and find the root for joy. And send that root into the surface. And joy on the surface is unsustainable. It's fleeting. So send that root of joy into the bedrock. Can you find joy in the rocky parts of your lives? Can you find joy in the turmoil? So send the root of joy through the bedrock into the oil. And as you breathe, and your root of joy goes into the oil, understanding the lessons of joy. to know joy, you have to make it through sorrow. In order to know joy, you have to make it through sadness, represented by the oil. So send that root of those lessons as joy to the core of the earth. Tap into the core of the earth. Anchor that root of joy as the core essence of who you are. And breathe that divine quality all the way up. Breathe that divine quality all the way up that root of joy, up into the trunk of your tree, and radiate out your branches the energy of joy. As bliss and freedom and peace and grace and unconditional love. As your divine soul. Back to the base of your tree and locating the root for kindness. Send that root of kindness into the surface and notice if you're stuck there. You're only kind on the surface. And you accept where you are, and it's your choice to go deeper. So you send that root of kindness into the bedrock. And amongst the rocky parts of your life, can you remain kind? Can you still embody the essence of kindness? You use your breath as your will to send that root into the oil. And amidst the darkness within you, can you find the kindness? Is your root stuck in the lesson of kindness, where you're having to learn over and over again how to be kind to yourself and others? So today, send that root of kindness down to the core of the earth and anchor that as the core essence, that divine soul spark of kindness. Attach it to the core of the earth and breathe up from there. Breathe all the way up that root. Breathe that into the trunk of your tree and radiate out the energy of kindness, and feel what that feels like within the body to radiate kindness. into the trunk of your tree and finding the root for gratitude. Sending that root into the surface. And is it stuck there? Can you say you're grateful, or can you really feel that you're grateful? Can you really know that you're grateful? So we send that root into the bedrock, being grateful for the rocky parts of our lives, for they have shifted and shaped and changed and molded you into who you are as a divine being. Send that root of gratitude into the oil so you can see and know the darkness within you, so you can feel what the darkness feels like to get to the light. Can you be grateful for all of your lessons that you've learned in this lifetime to this point? Breathe. Send that breath as your will all the way down to the core of the earth and anchor that energy of your divine self as gratitude. Being grateful for all of your life and every part of it. Breathing gratitude all the way up that root, breathing it up into the trunk of your tree and radiating out the energy of gratitude as the divine quality of your soul. That feels like to radiate gratitude. Now I want you to go back down to the core of the earth and breathe up into all of your roots. Breathe up into all of those divine qualities that we've worked on today. Breathe up into the bottom of your feet. Breathe up into your ankles, your lower legs. Breathe all the way up into your knees. Breathe up into your upper legs, up into your hips. Breathe all the way up into your internal organs. Breathe all the way up into your shoulders, down your arms, out your hands. Breathe that energy of the earth all the way up into your physical body, all the way out the top of your head. As you begin to bring yourself back into your body, just bring yourself back into your body, bring yourself back into your room. And I want to thank you for joining me on this divine mission of meditation for the soul. Again, I am your host, Mariah Slingerland, and I look forward to sharing more meditations with you. Namaste.